What's good? What's good? It's your boy Me Mug. Wanted to do a quick video and get straight to the point. Got two units in front of me that I want to talk about, which is the Warm Audio WA-1B and Heritage Audio Tubesessor. Both optical tube compressor, recreation of the famous TubeTech CL1B, blah, blah, blah. All right, I already spent too much time doing the research videos on YouTube on what sounds better, comparing the two against each other. We already know they don't sound exactly like the TubeTech. They're replicas, they're recreations, and you're not going to get the same exact sound. So let's get that out of the way, all right? Because I already spent way too much time researching and watching everybody's video. So I want to get straight to the point on this so you understand the difference between these two. And this is what we're trying to compare so that not we, but me, I want to know what sounds better. Okay, so straight off the bat, you're listening to Warm Audio's WA-1B. The WA-1B to me sounds warm. It's a little bit thicker, a tad bit sibilant than the Tubesessor. You can hear the compression. At first I thought on the YouTube videos it sounded punchy, but to me sounds warmer and has that broadcast podcast vocal tone. Okay, so let's switch over to the Tubesessor. You are now listening to the Tubesessor. To me, straight off the bat, you hear the saturation. And honestly, this is a great sounding compressor. Has a lot of features, bells and whistles, all that stuff. You got the side chain. We've seen the videos. We've seen the comparison, so I really don't want to get into depth with all that. I want to give you my opinion on this. Obviously, your saturation knob, so the more you crank it up, the hotter the signal gets on the saturation. But the only thing I didn't like about this unit was you can hear the saturation. In the manual says the classic mode is the off switch for saturation, which is false. Heritage Audio, you need to make this a off button, just like you have the side chain here. So if I were to crank this up to 5K, the saturation disappears. But this is a side chain to that high frequency signal. Okay. So if all my S's, T's, C's come out, check it. Testing. All that will back that signal off. But I come back, you hear the saturation in the vocal. I turn that off completely. So mind you, these are set exactly the same. I'm getting 1 to 2 dB gain reduction on both compressors. I think I have the threshold set to about 1 o'clock on the Heritage and about almost 2 o'clock on Warm. And that's to compare the gain reduction or get the same gain reduction out of the two. They're not exactly alike. You can't set them exactly the same and expect the same signal or tone, whatever. So check this out. This is what made me, or this is how I came up with my final decision on which one I wanted to keep. Okay, so right now this is the Heritage Audio. So let's do this trick before I even mess with the knobs. Real quick. I'm gonna set Warm Audio's signal to the left side of the headphone, and I'm gonna put the Tubesessor on my right side. And if you have headphones, you'll hear the difference. So here we go. Here goes the Tubesessor right here, and here goes Warm Audio on this side. Let me mute it, or mute the Tubesessor real quick. This is Warm Audio. This is Tubesessor. Testing 1 2 1 2. They sound fairly alike. I'll say the Tubesessor has a little more hum to it in the transformer or inside the circuitry. But 1 2 1 2. You're listening to both compressors at the same time. 1 2 1 2. Testing. You have just tuned in to another mean production. Go ahead and turn it up a notch. All right. So check this out. Let's take it back. back to warm audio. This is warm audio. Testing 1, 2. You just tuned in to another mean production. So go ahead and turn it up a notch. Tubesessor. You just tuned in to another mean production. Go ahead and turn it up a notch. It sounds gritty, saturation, a lot. So this is how I came up with this. Hold up. So let me go back to warm audio. I'm gonna crank the threshold all the way up. I have, mind you, I have the attack and release on fixed, and I have the ratio set to 2 to 1 on both, and they're gain matched, obviously, through my Apollo. Okay, so check this out. 1, 2, 1, 2. This is warm audios. Let me turn it up. Turn me up some. Turn it up a notch. One time. This is match or gain matched with the Tubesessor, where I had it originally. 1, 2, 1, 2. Testing 1, 2, 1, 2. Testing 1, 2. Warm audio. Warm audio WA-1B. Still warm. Still slightly smooth to me a little bit, but you can hear the compression working on this. So let's do the same to the heritage audio. 1, 2, 1, 2. So I'm gonna crank the threshold up all the way. 1, 2, 1, 2. You hear that? Right away you hear the saturation. 1, 2, 1, 2. Let me crank it up a little bit. Back it off. Testing 1, 2. Testing. Here I go. 1, 2. Yup. Nothing but saturation in the vocals. You hear it. It's gritty. So let me put mild. This is mild right now. Now let's crank it up to medium. That's medium. Now this is hot. This is nothing but saturation in these vocals, dude. I don't like it. So what I was telling you about the sidechain feature, one time, check it. Here we go. The saturation is completely gone. All right, if I crank it to 3K, saturation comes back. Obviously, that's the 3K frequency. 1K, here we go. What is that? 160. Then we're at 180 right now. Muddy, nasty. All right, so this is hot, saturation. So back to classic. You still hear the saturation in the vocals. Right when I heard that, I was like, this is not the unit for me. Okay, so let's go back. Let me see. Warm audio, so compression still on. I had it about right there, so let me crank this down. 1, 2, 1, 2, all right. So we're back to the warm audio. Sounds very smooth. Smoother than that, obviously. Sounds more like radio-like vocals to me. So just so you know, I also did tube swap outs. Purchased all these tubes over at, what's it called? I had the box here somewhere. This is WatfordValves.com. Sorry about that. WatfordValves.com in the UK. Just type in the model number of the tube. These are the two right here that you would need to purchase for the warm audio. The only thing is about the Tubesessor, you cannot use that model tube in this compressor. That's the only thing that I don't like, or the other thing I don't like, I should say. Like I said, great compressor. It'll be great on instruments, guitar, heavy metal vocals. If you're looking for that gritty vocal in rap or whatever it is, that'll be the one. But far as I'm saying, far as, you know, that old school style hip hop, or, you know what I mean, 90s and R&B type stuff, I wouldn't go with this. I wouldn't use it. So I'm not crapping on Heritage Audio at all. Great product, great sounding compressor, but I prefer the warm audio tone and sound, and that's what I was looking for. So once again, I'm talking into a U87 microphone connected directly into my Neve 1073 SPX. No EQ at all. Straight raw signal. Output, I have a Y split on the output connected directly to both compressors, so you get the simultaneous signal at the same time. So that's how I was able to switch back and forth. So hope you like this video. Hope this helps you. because doing my own technique and research and testing helped me decide on which one I was going to keep. And obviously, you see the worm on my rack mount. So yeah, that's here to stay. So I appreciate your visit, Heritage Audio Tubesessor, but you got to go back home. You definitely got to go back home. And like I said, any questions or anything that regarding my test and what I did, far as the tubes and tube swap outs or information that you need, go ahead and leave it in the comment. Hit me up. You know what it is, man. Once again, it's your boy Mean Mug, Mean Production, and go ahead and turn it up a notch. Yeah.